serious threat did you bow?
I've stolen Haynes' AI program. I want to make a deal with you. Are you interested?
The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, January 14th, reveal that Victor and Nikki Newman argue about the family business. Nick Newman takes matters into his own hands. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman helps Tessa Porter make a tough decision. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon helps Tessa. On Wednesday, Tessa opens up to Sharon about her struggles with Mariah. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Tessa tells Sharon that Mariah left the clinic in Boston and is getting farther away from Genoa City. I'm filing for divorce, Tessa confesses. Sharon asks if she's sure about this. I can't keep living in this limbo, Tessa continues. I need to move on. Sharon embraces her. On Kane's train, Victor warns him and Phyllis that they don't know who they're messing with. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the two seem unfazed and continue to gloat. Someone finally beat you, it's overdue, Phyllis tells Victor, adding that there's nothing he can do about it. Victor asks Kane what he wants and even offers to give him arabesque. There's not going to be a buyout price, Kane insists. I'm with Phyllis here, Newman Enterprises is ours, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Kane reminds Victor that he tarnished his father's reputation, and now it's time to pay the price. You and Phyllis, you're going to regret this move until your dying day, Victor threatens. Then, he tells Phyllis that Summer Newman is going to loathe her for destroying her grandfather and her father's company. Nick takes matters into his own hands. Meanwhile, Adam fills Nick in on the collapse of Newman Enterprises. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Nick asks who did it, and Adam reveals it was Kane and Phyllis. Adam also updates Nick about the Matt Clark situation and reveals things went hell-bent before Victor could even consider the trade with the Abbotts. Nick tells Adam he can't stay at the hospital while their family company goes up in flames. He asks his brother to help him up, but Adam tells him it's a bad idea. In the end, Adam helps Nick out of the hospital. At the ranch, Nikki panics and tells Victoria Newman that she warned Victor that he was playing with fire. I begged your father to destroy that program. Nikki adds, his vendetta against Jack may cause us to lose everything. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Victoria is sure her father has a plan. Nikki tells her the great Victor Newman may have finally met his match. Claire then shows up, and Nikki brings her up to speed on the situation. Victor later arrives and reveals that Kane and Phyllis were behind it. Isn't there anything we can do to stop it? Nikki asks. Victor says no and suggests they start selling bits and pieces of the company. Victor, how could you have let this happen? Nikki asks in disbelief. She adds that if he had just destroyed the AI when she begged him to, this wouldn't be happening. You mean when you threatened to walk out on me? Victor shouts. Then, Adam and Nick arrive. Nikki asks why Nick is out of the hospital, and Adam explains everything. I'm the only person in this family who even has a chance of getting Phyllis to listen, Nick tells his family. So she can put an end to this insanity. January 14th, 2025, Genoa City, WI. For over half a century, the name Victor Newman has been synonymous with unchallenged power. It's been a word that echoed through corporate boardrooms, whispered in fear in darkened hallways, and served as both shield and weapon for an empire. To cross Victor was to invite ruin. To defy him was to sign your own professional, and often personal, obituary. But on this frigid January day, the unthinkable has happened. The mountain, long thought immovable, has been scaled. The fortress, deemed impregnable, has been breached. In a stunning convergence of schemes, betrayals, and raw, unvarnished truth, Victor Newman did not merely face a setback. He was checkmated. And the architects of this historic downfall are the very people he once controlled with an iron fist. The spoilers for Tuesday, January 14th, reveal a tectonic shift in the landscape of the Young and the Restless, proving that even a lion, in his winter years, can be brought down by a cunning pride. The boardroom bloodbath. Newman Enterprises is no longer Victor's kingdom. The day begins with a tense, electric atmosphere at Newman Enterprises. Victor, believing he has successfully outmaneuvered his son Adam once again by reinstating him as CEO only under his own thumb, arrives with the confident stride of a conqueror. He calls an emergency executive meeting, intending to solidify his vision and put an end to the recent squabbling. But the air in the room is different. The usual deferential silence is replaced by a heavy, anticipatory quiet. Victoria, seated at his right hand, is not the battle-weary daughter seeking his approval. Her posture is rigid, her gaze steely. Nick, uncharacteristically formal in a sharp suit, avoids his father's eyes, focusing instead on a single folder in front of him. Adam, the wild card, wears a smirk that doesn't reach his cold, calculating eyes. The stage is set not for a briefing, but for an execution. Victor launches into his diatribe about family loyalty and the non-negotiable authority of the chairman. He is mid-sentence, perhaps invoking the Newman name, when Victoria quietly interrupts. "That's enough, father." The words, spoken not in a shout but in a clear, icy tone that carries absolute finality, stop him cold. He turns to her, a mixture of confusion and burgeoning fury on his face. "Excuse me." What follows is a meticulously coordinated coup. Victoria stands, not in defiance, but in authority. She reveals that she, Nick, and Adam, the Newman trinity once perpetually at war, have spent weeks in secret alliance. Pooling their shares, leveraging hidden clauses in the corporate bylaws, and securing the silent backing of board members long tired of Victor's volatile reign, they have formed a unified voting bloc. Nick then speaks, his voice thick with emotion but unwavering. "We're not doing this out of malice, Dad. We're doing it to save this company. From you. Your recent strategies have been reckless. Your personal vendettas have become corporate policy. You're trading on a legacy that you're simultaneously destroying." Adam, ever the provocateur, slides the formal paperwork across the table. "The numbers don't lie, Victor. The motion is on the table. A vote of no confidence in your chairmanship and the immediate appointment of Victoria as chairwoman and CEO, with Nick and myself as chief operating officer and head of mergers and acquisitions, respectively. Our combined voting power is sufficient." Victor's face cycles through phases of disbelief, rage, and a dawning, horrifying comprehension. He looks from one child to the next, seeing not offspring, but adversaries who have studied his every move and learned his every trick. He barks, he threatens, he attempts to summon loyalists. But one by one, the board members, including Michael Baldwin who reluctantly cites his fiduciary duty, vote in favor of the motion. The gavel falls. The empire is his no longer. In a single, brutal vote, Victor Newman is stripped of his operational crown at the company that bears his name. The great Victor Newman has been ousted, not by a hostile takeover, but by a hostile succession. A collapsing home front, Nikki's ultimatum. The seismic shocks are not confined to the office tower. At the Newman Ranch, a different but equally devastating confrontation unfolds. Nikki Newman,